Hey there everyone, this is Matt for Creative Reviews. Today we're here with the Pebble smartwatch and we'll be using it with the iPhone 6. Alright, so here we got the Pebble smartwatch. This just came down in price pretty recently. Went down from $129 to $99. You can also get the Pebble Steel, which is made from a little bit more premium materials. It can be steel and leather. That's going to be $199. But here we have the bargain price, and I think it's a great price for what it does. And this one here comes in white. So here on the front, Pebble smartwatch for iPhone or Android. And here we're going to be using it with iOS. And on the side here, you can see you get notifications, mail, phone calls, and messages. And on the other side, it shows that you can customize it with different applications, running application, golfing, and music applications. And the back here, it shows what the requirements are, and works with smartphones running Android 2.3.3 and up, and it's made for the iPod Touch 3rd generation and 4th generation, and iPhone 4, iPhone 4S, and iPhone 5, and up, and of course, it does work with the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. And says it needs iPhone or iOS 5 or newer is required. What you get in here is the watch itself and a USB cord, but it is a specific cord to the Pebble. It is not a generic micro USB. So on top we have our quick start guide and we have important product information. Now I have set this up already. So let's take a look at the watch and I'll explain a little bit of this to you. So here we have the watch. This is how it originally came. It has an e-ink screen, but it also has a backlight. As we turn the lights off here, you give it a tap, it has a backlight there. I do wish the backlight stayed on a little bit longer than it does, or you had a setting where you could set it, but there is no such thing, at least on iOS. Inside here you get your charging cord, and it has a traditional USB, but it has a specific coupling to the side of the phone, so if you lose this cord, you will be screwed in terms of charging it. So let's take this off. White is a very good looking color, but as I have been running with it and sweating on it, it has not gotten dirty, but the back has kind of gotten a little bit dirty due to sweat, but that's easily been able to wipe away. Now, if you've never felt this product before, you're not really going to know what you're into. It's not a heavy product at all. It feels very lightweight, almost a little bit too lightweight. And the band, which I believe is a nice silicone rubbery type of band, which is a little bit stretchy, it seems a little bit weak as well. I've had in the past a touchscreen watch by Kenneth Cole, and it had a band very similar to this, but in fact the white band was a little bit stronger and less bendable than this, and I was playing football and it broke at the hinge. So that's something I'm worried about, because this is a watch that I'm going to be running with and doing whatever I can, because it is waterproof up to a certain point, and I believe that's going to be here on the top. 5 atmospheres of water resistance. And while we're here, 5 to 7 days battery life, and it has a 144 by 168 pixel e-paper display. And while it does have an e-paper display, that just means black and white, it is a little bit reflective in certain lights. But it tends to be readable a lot. For example, you're looking at it as I am looking at it. When you turn it a little bit, it becomes a lot less readable. So unless you're directly facing it, if you are directly facing it, it's pretty readable. But if you go off at certain angles, it gets immediately a lot darker. And again, this is black and white, not color. All right, so what you're going to do here is you're going to have to set up your Pebble. And that means downloading the Pebble application. And you can just go to the App Store and search for Pebble. And here's what the application looks like. And here's what I have loaded on it. Originally when it came, it had nothing. I decided to load ESPN for a quick way to check some scores. I have Yelp on here where you can actually discover what's around you. Remember, you're using your phone for this. And this is my favorite. This is a certain watch screen that I have. It tells the time and shows the weather on it. As you can see here, it is currently showing that it is raining and 68. And that's correct. And I decided to download a fitness application called Misfit that tracks your steps and tracks your sleeping as well and gives you points. And all of these are pretty helpful, but this is not a watch where you're actually going to do a lot of stuff on it. You're going to check notifications, and that's a lot of what you're going to do. You're going to check notifications and maybe change your playlist if you don't have an inline microphone with a volume adjustment. And a lot of people do have that. But let me show you for a moment what the notifications look like. So I'm going to send something from my iPad to my phone, and we're going to see what this looks like. All right, so we sent it, and let's see it arrive. Hopefully it does arrive here. Let me make sure that I send this to the correct address. Here we go. So I said, hey, it shows up here, and it shows up here. So what you're going to have is you're going to have the notification on your wrist for about 10 minutes, and then it will go away. Now to get rid of that notification, all you're going to do is bring this up to your face and click the X and click it again to get it out of the way, and you're back to your main screen. Let's go back to the main screen as we are already here and show you the different screen faces that you'll have. This is the one that I added. Again, this is the Future Weather app. You have your 3:2, and that's exactly what time it is, 3:02. You have a more traditional analog face, and you have your date and time. Now, as you can see here, this kind of gets a little bit smudgy, and I really don't see a reason for that since this is not a touchscreen. I touch it inadvertently, but it shouldn't be getting so smudgy, in my opinion. And again, back to the weather face, which is what I keep it at all the time. On the sides here, you have your back button, you have your menu button, and you have your two joggers. If you click this center button here, you go to your main menu where you can check your music, check your notifications, set your alarms, set your different watch faces, and go into settings. And after that, you go to your downloaded applications, which in this case are ESPN, Yelp, and Misfit. So we're going to go into settings and show you what you can do. You have your Bluetooth connectivity. It's really easy to connect this. You download the app. This begins searching for it, and you link up. Make sure your Bluetooth is on in that case. So now we're going to go back. Your notifications. You can keep your notifications on. You can set a do not disturb time. For me, that's going to be 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. where it will not vibrate. I have set mine to vibrate. You can set it to not to vibrate if you choose. And the text is going to be large. And you can scroll when you get a long text message. So I would suggest using large font. And again, you can clear history, which brings everything back. So we go. Next is activity. Misfit is the current application that is using the activity. You can stop all activity if you don't want to be tracked. Next is quick launch. When you are at your main watch face screen, if you long hold the top or the bottom, you will get a quick launch. In my case, I set the top button to be long pressed to go to music and the bottom to launch the Fitness Misfit app. That's pretty much easy. Or you can disable them if you so choose. Next is the date and time, and you can select 24 hours or 12 hours. Here is the display. You can make sure that the ambient, that the backlight comes on, and it can be ambient controlled, or it can be shake to turn on. So you would shake your wrist and it would turn on there. Or you can turn off the backlight altogether if you want. And here is the about that shows all the information that you would need to know if you care. You can shut it down and you can factory reset it. So altogether, this is a good watch to show you the notifications, but this is not a watch to actually do something. Oh, and here we go. Here's our first message. See, we got this from a SportsCenter app, and it shows your information, and that's good. Again, not an app, not a watch to actually do something. It's a good thing to be let know when you have notifications. And everything, pretty much, everything does work on here. Whatever you see on this screen comes on this screen as well, if you like that. For example, Facebook, Instagram, my text messages, Clash of Clans update, the game that I play. But the one thing that does not come up on here, and it looks like it should, phone calls. Phone calls do not show up on my Pebble. And that's something that's a little bit concerning. I'm not sure if there's a way to answer phone calls on here. And I'm not sure who's calling me. So if my phone's in my pocket and it starts ringing, it's the one point I have to take it out of my pocket. I assume maybe it's like this because you have to actually take your phone to answer it. There is no speakerphone on here. It is just a watch. I assume the speakerphone would cost a little bit more. And personally, I really don't want to hold this up to my mouth and talk for the length of the conversation. This is one of the reasons why I think it does not work as such for phone calls. But it is a little bit not right to show it like this. For example, right now we're going to make a phone call. I'm going to show you how this does not work. I'm going to call from my home number and see what happens when this comes up. I'm going to mute this because I don't want the music to go on too long. So it is calling from home here, and as you can see, it's showing up here, but no messages here. Now what I'm thinking is maybe it'll show a missed call. So let's see what happens there. I'm going to end the call. Call ended. Home missed call, and will it show up on the watch? No. No, it will not. That's a little bit disappointing. If you have found out a way, or if your phone does work, maybe you have an iPhone 5, or maybe you have iOS 7 and it works, maybe it's something that just didn't get carried over properly to iOS 8. Again, this is the first time I've ever had a Pebble watch, and I'm not sure if that feature was available prior. So let me know on the comments section, or just send me a message as well. I'd really appreciate it. And then I would like to show that in subsequent videos that we have for the Pebble watch. All right, so this has been Matt. I've been taking a first look at the Pebble smartwatch, which is newly available for $99. It comes in white, comes in black, and it comes with a red option where the face is red, but the band is still black. I really do like it. I like that you don't have to charge it for too long. It charges quickly, and I like that it lasts a long time as well. I wish that you could do something with the phone calls that come in, and I wish you could do a little bit more than just check your notifications, but for something that's $99 and is connected to your phone all the time, I'd say this is a good product, and it's pretty much the cheapest option that you can get, other than the Martian smartwatch, which I also found that was on sale from $129 to $99 only at Best Buy. I'm not sure if that's a price that's going to carry over in the future. I assume they brought it down to compete with the Pebble smartwatch's new price. But if you have $100, I'd say try it out. It's a good option for a smartwatch if you want to be connected. And remember, it is waterproof up to 5 atmospheres. All right, find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Blogger. Let us know what you like and what you don't like. And I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe.